Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to start by thanking everyone who sacrificed their time today to come and be with us today as we commemorate the 31st genocide against the Tutsis of 1994. I would like to also thank Purdue University to give us this chance and the venue and the students that helped organize this event. I've always had a guilt of survival, and that had caused me to want to tell the story for not just for me, but also to honor my loved ones that have died during the Rwandan genocide. That had motivated me to want to write. As hard as it was, I managed to write a book, and it was published in 1994. It was published in 2019. I was fortunate to go back to Rwanda to retrace my path for the 3 months that I was running around. I would like to share with you guys it's just a short video that I put together just to illustrate what was going on. And I had a few testimonies of the families of the perpetrators, but also some of my family members who was able to share what was going on while I was hiding. Please, if you could play that clip for me. The main idea was to try to find a place that was that had so many banana plantations, so that a person that's coming from a pathway will not be able to see you laying down. We will take banana leaves and we'll try to make bedding with banana leaves. My father was just as terrified, if not more terrified, and he just wasn't able to go to sleep. Every time I opened my eyes, I'll see him on my left, standing up, still holding his rosary.
We changed places to hide multiple times throughout the course of the genocide. We reached a place that belonged to a Hutu man who later would be one of the main killers in town. His employee at his bar was a Tutsi young man we knew. He let us stay there overnight. Early morning, we continued to another Hutu man's house we knew.
So we came this way and made our way to Habimana's house.
This man hid us for 3 weeks until he said killers found out we are hiding at his home and wanted him to kill us. He told us he would not kill us, but we needed to leave his house and go to one of our aunts across town, and that we would find our mother there.
We eventually got to a pathway that came, it was actually going like a zigzag pathway. Then we met in a pathway. We met a man who stopped us. I had grabbed my brother's arm, and we came this way and trying to find a place to jump to so that we can stay away from the pathway, away from the man that was looked like he was going to pull a knife on me. So immediately I jumped, and my brother followed. He jumped, and when we got down here, actually we realized that my sister Stella and Kiden, the cousin, they were not behind us. They were not jumping after us. So then we went back, and I said, Kiden, Stella, move, you come.
Narize kabiri muri iyo ntambara narize babiri kuma umugore w'umugabo witwaga nta makemwa yapfuye biguye n'umwana ahandi nongera kujya mbabonye rwose narabonye numva ikiniga kiranye tubashyira mu nzu dutangira kubakuramo ya myenda yababuriyeho yabanukiyeho baramesha imigozi ibiri iruzura
My parents and the siblings were running for their lives. With my older sister, Jolie, and Fifi's cousin brother, Claude, Jolie told them to go out first to seek out a home to go to because they were younger. Jolie told them they have a better chance to not be killed. They left the field and walked to a home about 100 yards from the bushes.
Twacaga twiruka kuko abandi bamanutse pfa muri izo ntoki bamaze kutugeza muri urwo rugo nka saa 2 ku irembo ry'urugo nibwo bishe Joli kuko nko mu masambiri saa 3 nibwo bamwiciye
ku irembo
kuri iri rembo ryo muri uru rugo mubona
ko mwumvise gusa umuntu
banavugana basubiza ibyo bavuganaga kuko baraje baravuga ati usura mukobwa kwa Kagabora kuko bari banamuzi nkuru kwa Kagabunda ati nduwaho none se ubwo urajyaye araceceka ngo duha amafaranga rero two kukwica ndabwa ati dore ubu ntayo mfite ariko ndayafite muri banki ibi nibirangira nzayabaha ni mumbabarire ndahita avuga witwaga Bujene utuye wo hasi aho ngaho ariko arafunze ati umva ko avuga abaramwegereye amukubisa ubuhiri amukubisa ubundi yatatse nka kabiri urumva yaravuyemo n'inzara tumaze iyo minsi 7 nta kintu turya ntaki we nibwo yahise yicanywe n'iyo nzara
7 days without food and water. My older sister Dada and her friend Fifi left the bushes where they were hiding.
umugabo aha muri uru rugo yarasohotse mu gusohoka yahuriye na Dada aho mu marembo yabo arangije ahita amuca umutwe
aho kaya nta no gutaka ntaki
ako kanya nta n'icyo yamuvugishije yarasohotse asohoka amukata.
My father was chased for a couple of miles until he was caught in bushes near our home. He was slaughtered with a machete.
My father came down running and trying to find a place to hide through these bushes. Then he came running and made his way here and trying to, and of course there was a man, apparently there was 3 men actually that were running after him and they were trying to catch him, and so he was actually trying to find a big bush to hide through it. So he came and made his way through here as these men are directing us where he went and hid. So as you can see, he went through there, and he was finding a way to hide.
My mother was one of the few Tutsis to get away. She ran to a neighbor's home, but another neighbor, who lived next door to us, came and slaughtered her with a machete and dumped her into an outside toilet, an outhouse. Those neighbors continued to use the toilet.
ariko rero ikindi kintu naje kugira navuze nuko aradera nzi yarangaburiye yarandeze nikwandi kumukuramo nta kibazo bintera rwose nta nubwo ninubye ikibazo nuko nari kuba nkuramo wenda undi ntanazi ariko ndamuzi.
Main reason I can say that I'm standing here alive is the man who was head of an orphanage. This orphanage here. When on May 8th, which was 25 years ago yesterday. I came running to him right after they killed my older brother.
Carl Wilkins was an American citizen who occasionally stopped by Gasimba's orphanage to bring water and other supplies. One day, in late June 1994, Carl came by to bring us water. A larger Hutu extremist team had surrounded the entire orphanage with all sorts of killing weapons in their hands, and were about to enter and start their job when they spotted Carl near a water tank that he was filling in front of the building. The killers decided they were not going to kill us in front of a foreigner, a white man. Carl decided to stay there for a while until the killers left.
akanabonye kose akagatoragura akatuzanira dukopo tw'amata twazanye kutubona ku bwa Karoli sinjana simbizi najya kubona nkabona araje nta maduka abagaho naje nkabona azanye nk'ibikombe nka bitanu nkibazana bikuye bikanyura ntabwo amazi yarijyazanaga n'ibikombe by'amata by'impinja.
A few days later, he found a way to transport us to a safe place.
So they transported us from Gisimba. We were in 2 buses and 2 full buses, and they brought us here to stay here for safety.
At St. Michael, Hutu extremists attempted to kill us at different occasions, but Gisimba and Carl were wise to their plans and refused to let the Hutu extremists take anyone from us.
After the genocide, I was thinking, how did this happen to me? But because I was only 12 years old and there were so many other kids like me, I just lived through and was just kind of focusing on school, sports. And it was not until I moved to the US in my early adulthood, that's when I started having some flashbacks. And every year we commemorate like this event today. So there's no way I was going to escape thinking about my loved ones and how they died and the horrible death they incurred. I was having nightmares. Sometimes I would call 911 because I thought that my heart was racing, and at times I was living alone. I was in college. I had my own apartment. And I would sometimes go to the hospital to get checked, and I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know it was actually PTSD. I recall my sister, my brother-in-law, who brought me to the States. I was on their insurance, and they had several visits from the hospital. They'll send them bills, right? Then they'll call me and they're like, okay, what's going on? Why are you visiting the hospitals? Because I was hiding what was happening. And I told them, oh, I just wasn't feeling good, but I'm okay. So I just lived through it for many, many, many years. And I started thinking, how am I going to continue living like this? And I was thinking, maybe writing my story and keeping it for my children and for later generations will help, not just will help me feel I have a sense of purpose, because I was always having the guilt of why me, I survived. So after that, it was basically, I started giving myself therapy, and I didn't even know. So I would like to give my fellow genocide survivors and Rwandans a message and plead with you guys. Let's fight genocide ideology, because that's our purpose. If we don't have any purpose, at least that should be one of the purpose. And that is what keeps me going. Because there's not much you can give me that will satisfy me. The only thing that satisfies me is standing here and tell my story. And that's why I'm happy. I don't have those flashbacks much anymore. And I know I have also fellow genocide survivors who are also telling their stories. So I know I'm not alone. So that keeps me going. That's the only reason I feel like God spared me over my parents, my siblings. It is to tell the story, but it's also to make a difference in my community, whether it's a US community, whether it's Rwandan community. I would also like to ask our Rwandan, our US friends who are here today and those who are not here today to be with us and stand with us fighting the genocide ideology. It's a big problem, and it will always be a big problem. And we cannot do it alone as Rwandan survivors. We plead with you, stand with us. It's a huge battle, and there will be a time when all of us will be gone. Only our children will be left. Will they be able to tell our story? Our fellow Rwandans, please, teach your children, engage your children. Let's work together with our friends, American friends, to find ways to teach our story. It's not easy. It requires sacrifices. But together, we can do it. And I am hoping and wish that my 6-year-old will grow up when I'm not here anymore to stand here and share my story. And that's one of the reasons it gave me motivation to even be able to write my story, my book. It took 3 years, but I knew what that means and what it will mean for the future generations. Later on, I will be around. I'll have a few copies. Those who are interested in purchasing the book, I'll be happy to also sign for you guys. And I thank you so much for being with us, and may God bless you.
Thank you, Kagabo, for